Hello, Audioholics. This is Logan, and welcome to Audioholics Unite. I am Logan, and this is...
Whoa. There is no need to shout at me, okay? What the what? We're going the long way around here, man. Man alive, that is. These are all songs from the album.
Really?
I'm gonna throw my bones at you. Drop the weapon, Logan! Enough! Enough terror!
Okay, you're trying too hard, babe.
Enough terror! You're killing us all!
So,
Step
if
by
this was
step.
not evident enough, Deep Purple released a new album.
Nobody cares.
What's the name of the album?
Whoosh.
Really?
That's
What is it
literally the name of the album.
Is that really what it's called? I actually didn't know what it was called.
It's just called
just called it
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
With an exclamation point.
I wish they would have done it with a question mark. That way it could be whoosh.
It should have just been called r/whoosh.
Yes.
That's just Deep Purple in general.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of Reddit fanboys. We all know
Yes.
Deep Purple for making the very hit album called The Nice Guys, you know?
Yeah, and my favorite album is Who Do We Think We Are? Bread Staples to Trees.
Why don't you give me head? That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Perfect Strangers That Respect Women is a good one.
Perfect Strangers That Respect Women. That's like their worst album, dude. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that you don't respect women.
Yeah.
Just joking, the 0 women that are watching and care.
Like, our audience is so small, and you have to wonder, like...
We
with
already
that-
know it's male-centric. I mean, there's only
Probably.
5 people and they're all men.
Yeah, there's
Guaranteed.
only 5... Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Anyway, but Whoosh is apparently the name of this
Whoosh.
album. I fucking hate it already.
Why? Why would you call it Whoosh? And like the album art is just like a man on a... What is that? On a moon disappearing? I don't fucking... That's so weird.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, show that artwork, because it's terrible.
Can't even see it. But it's terrible. Take my word for it.
Yeah. So we're actually... So, as you can tell, we are in person.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Stroke my
Yes.
beard, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, his microphone isn't working, and we're trying to film as many of these episodes as possible.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
We're gonna film this one, and then maybe film another one if we have time.
Yeah. Alright, you want to get into this album?
Yeah,
Go through your spiel, but do it quickly.
Well, before we do that, actually, I just want to, like... Well, no, I'll do that later. But, alright, yeah, spiel. Getting into prog is a thing. He's getting into prog music. I'm getting into trip-hop music. We both have our own respective getting into series. I actually just posted a video of VNYL, which is a service I subscribe to. I got some pretty cool records, and I'm probably going to continue ordering things from these guys. I'm not sponsored in any way, but I really enjoyed it. The Wrong Opinion is a thing where we go over artists' discographies and rank them from worst to best, and kind of sometimes go into the history and things like that. We're working on a System of a Down one. We are going to eventually do our top best albums, and that's pretty much it. And then...
Yeah, I was supposed to be releasing an Albums I Love video, but my microphone broke in the middle of the recording session, so you're going to have to wait for that.
Kinky. So, last thing I'll say, the album will be in the description, so you can listen along with us. I would advise you to use Adblock for the best listening experience.
Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum,
That's
bum.
Beethoven, you cultured...
Is it? Whatever.
That's Beethoven, you cultureless, feckless swine.
Who cares? They all sound the same.
All them composers, like the Vivaldi and
all
the,
those composers.
like all those composers, like the Aquavelle Vivaldi or whatever. Alright. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let's. All right, so we're gonna start the album in 5, 4, 3, 2. Go.
All
We're
right,
now
we
on
are on.
Throw My Bones.
Yeah, right. It's like one of those that has like those weird like
Videos on
Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't really like those, to be honest. It actually looks pretty cool on your phone because you have like one of the ones with like the edgeless thing.
Yeah. Oh my, this is very weird. This is Ian Gillan on vocals, I believe. I'm looking up the personnel for this album now. I think the personnel we have on this album is... Wait for it. Okay, so we got Ian Gillan on vocals. We have Steve Morse on guitar. Steve Morse is best known... it looks like he's mostly known for Deep Purple and the Dixie Dregs. Roger Glover's on bass.
Yeah, he's a Deep Purple mainstay.
Yeah, he was in Rainbow too.
Yeah.
Ian Pace on drums, of course, Deep Purple, and Don Airey on keyboards.
Yeah.
Who has played with a lot of people.
Can you turn it down a bit?
Yeah.
So my history with Deep Purple is I haven't really been liking a lot of the recent stuff that they've put out. Infinite had some good songs on it. Like the first few, like the singles that came out were pretty nice. But then it was just like some other really weird stuff. They did a really bad cover of Roadhouse Blues on that album. And then What Now, I think was the album before that. That was the one they made as like tribute to John Lord, who passed away.
Now What, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah? Is that another album?
No, I was just saying yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was the one they did. I didn't really care for that one. Maybe I need to give it another listen, but Deep Purple for me is very spotty, I think. Like, In Rock is obviously a classic. So is Machine Head. Who Do We Think We Are is a classic. Perfect Strangers is pretty good. The House of Blue Light, I think, was the one after that, was pretty good.
Yeah. Stormbringer was alright.
Yeah, I haven't actually listened to any Deep Purple without Ian Gillan, really. You know what's funny? I've had Stormbringer on vinyl for like 6 years, and I've never listened to it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we aren't going to have time if we're going to do 2 podcasts, but...
I don't think we're going to have time to do 2.
Yeah, okay.
Because she gets off at 5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I could probably always come over and record another one another day.
Yeah. At least we have this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do need to listen to Stormbringer.
As for me, my history with Deep Purple's complicated. I hated them for a long time. Smoke on the Water was a big song for me growing up, but like as I've gotten older, I've just hated that song more and more. And the rest of Deep Purple kind of goes hand in hand with that feeling. Recently, within the last few weeks recently, I've been appreciating In Rock and Machine Head a little bit more. But other than those 2 albums, I don't like Deep Purple still.
Do you have those ones on vinyl yet? I can't remember.
I have Machine Head.
Oh, cool.
But I don't have In Rock. I do need In Rock. But the rest of the albums that I've heard from Deep Purple, I don't like them. And so far, this one is not gonna change my mind, I think.
I like this one. I liked the first one. I liked, what was it called?
Throw My Bones. We are now on Drop the Weapon. We're at the 22-second mark.
Yeah. I liked Throw the Bones or whatever.
That was the first song,
yeah. I liked that. I liked the orchestral thing.
Yeah, the keyboard is really good on this album. Of course, Ian Pace, one of the best drummers of all time, and he's doing very well on this record. Yeah,
of course, I'm guessing like Ritchie Blackmore has not done anything with Deep Purple in decades.
Yeah, no. He's not in any way involved with this album. Which is sad. Ritchie Blackmore, despite being an arrogant ass, is one of the best guitar players of all time, hands down. And
definitely one of the best parts of Deep Purple.
Well, he was. And that's the thing that I was going to say is he hasn't done anything in decades, basically, as far as music's concerned. He's been absent.
Isn't he still doing like what is it, Blackmore's Night or whatever?
Not really.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't really done anything, which is really sad because I love Blackmore.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting older, I guess. He's just gotta...
No, there's talks about Eddie Van Halen never touring again. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's about... It was gonna happen eventually. These people are just getting older.
So, the last album that came out from Blackmore's Night was All Our Yesterdays. And it came out in 2015.
Okay. So he hasn't released anything since 2015. Okay.
Probably. I mean, like, in Blackmore's Night isn't really guitar heavy, so...
He might still be, like, touring with someone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wish we could see more from him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done. I think he needs to come out and make an album that's as monstrous as, In Rising or In Rock or something. He's got that in him. Come on.
Yeah, this is a good song. But despite not having Blackmore, this has some really killer guitar.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Morse, I think his name is, he's been the guitarist for Purple for a while now. I think ever since Blackmore left. I might be wrong. But he's always been a phenomenal player. I just don't think he really measures.
I need to, like, brush up on my Deep Purple history. I don't know exactly when Blackmore... Did he leave in, like, the 70s and then just never come back?
Not entirely sure. I think he
I know he left in the 70s to, like, do Rainbow, and then... I don't know if he ever came back, though. Like, Ian Gillan has, like, intermittently come back.
Richie Blackmore.
I like this song. I'm so far pleasantly surprised with this album, because, like, not only have I not really liked...
So, okay, just interrupt real quick. Richie Blackmore left sometime between November 93 and July 93.
Okay.
And, or I'm sorry, December 93, not July. And from then on, he was not in the band ever again.
Okay.
Yeah, so he left in, like, the mid-90s.
Yeah. So I've, not only have I not been truly impressed with a lot of the recent stuff Deep Purple's put out, but I also had the displeasure of seeing them live.
Oh my god, they were not good live at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he saw the same show as I did. But you know what's even the worst part? Not even that they were bad, but that they were headlining with Judas Priest, who didn't work at all and was like 10 million times better live. Like, Rob Halford still got
so
it.
we are now on We're All the Same in the Dark.
Okay.
So, yeah, like, I think the biggest problem with that concert was that you had Judas Priest, who is fucking badass. They come out and they just steal the show.
They have,
and
like,
then,
all of these, like... They have, like, all of these screens and shit.
Yeah, and they bring, like, a motorcycle on stage, and then Deep Purple comes out like, Smoke on the Water! Like, it's just not...
And, like, all of these lengthy guitar solos and keyboard solos that go nowhere.
Oh, there's an ant crawling on you.
Okay.
It's just weird. I don't understand, like, why they were so meh. Because they've been... Like, people love Deep Purple live for decades.
It's just, Ian Gillan... I think it's just a matter of Ian Gillan has not in any way aged as well as Rob Halford.
Ain't that the bitch?
Yeah.
I will say his performance is pretty okay on this album, though.
Yeah, it's not... I mean, like... Look, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as like he was in the 70s. He can't hit those high notes anymore, and he couldn't for decades.
No, I have never really loved Ian Gillan as a vocalist. I think I've even said on this show before that I think Ian Gillan sucks. I don't know if I would go that far anymore, but I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if I would say. Yeah, I don't know if I would say he sucks, but he's definitely like really overrated. I will say this though, he he's not, generally speaking, a great vocalist, but he's put in quite a few good vocal performances.
Oh, sure.
Child in Time is
that's
one of my
say.
Favorite vocal performances in general.
Yeah, and also, like, before Purple, or maybe it was after Purple, but at some point Ian Gillan did a Jesus Christ Superstar. He played Jesus. Yeah. Or if at the very least he sang for Jesus in the song that's famous, Gershatzner or something like that.
The weirdest thing...
Yeah, that part.
One of the weirdest things was, like, he did the score for, like, a video game. I think it was, like, Dragon Quest or something weird like that.
That is weird. I mean, Ian Gillan is a very, what's the word? Busy guy.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of stuff over the years. He has a solo project. He was in, how many supergroups at this point? He's done so much shit.
He was in fucking Black Sabbath, for God's sake.
Yeah. He was in Black Sabbath for an album.
In fact, it's called Born Again, and the album cover for that is...
terrible.
No, it's what we've been using for the icon for Audioholics Anonymous.
And that's why it's terrible.
Yeah. But see, me personally, I have opened up my heart to Demon Baby.
I will never open up my dead, cold, dark heart to Demon Baby. Never.
Well, then you're going to heaven, where you get to rock out with all the nerds, like Gandhi.
Gandhi's not going to heaven. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
he hated black people.
Oh, yeah. But... You think there's black people in heaven? LOL. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That was a terrible joke.
Yeah, we're getting demonetized now because of you.
Okay.
So that was we're all the same in the dark.
We're all in this together.
We have moved on to Nothing at All. There you go. We're at Nothing at All.
Yeah, immediately this is the worst song I've heard so far.
It sounds like the Beach Boys.
You're right. I mean, the Beach Boys doesn't have this killer guitar, but...
I don't even hear a guitar. That's a keyboard and a bass.
Oh, maybe it's just coming through on my channel.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
What if, like, I'm missing half of the album? That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, I'm hearing it now.
Are you listening to, like, vocals?
Yeah, I can hear vocals.
Okay, good. Yeah, this song isn't
terrible.
Very good.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I'm not disliking my time with this album, but I'm not liking it either. I'm feeling a strong 6.5, maybe a 7 if it gets better.
I'll say that so far I'm pleasantly surprised.
You leaning more towards an 8 or something?
Yeah, that's totally possible. 8, 8.5, maybe.
Yeah, so,
I would say it is definitely their best album in a little while.
Machine Head or In Rock? That's the debate that everyone wants to hear.
In Rock.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to disagree. Yeah, In Rock by far is a better album than Machine Head, in my opinion. I mean, Machine Head has Space Truckin', it's got Highway Star.
It has, like, all the hits, yeah, but, like...
But In Rock is such a more scathing, brilliant album.
I think it's just more well-rounded. Like what? Like Lazy is on Machine Head? I don't think I liked that one.
It's alright.
Is it, When a Blind Man Cries, is that on Machine Head? That one wasn't, like, all that good either. Machine Head just had a lot of, like, slow blues stuff, if I remember, that I wasn't really into. It has Highway Star, which is a really good song. Smoke on the Water.
Head, we have, Highway Star, Maybe I'm a Leo, Pictures of Home, Never Before, Smoke on the Water, Lazy, and Space Truckin'.
Yeah, so of all of those songs, Space Truckin', Highway Star, and Smoke on the Water are the ones that I remember really liking.
As for Deep Purple in rock, you got Speed King, Bloodsucker, Child in Time, Flight of the Rat, Into the Fire, Living Wreck, Hard Lovin' Man. How can you not love this album?
Yeah. You know what's weird is there's apparently, like, a long as hell intro to Speed King that we never got in the United States.
Yeah, isn't that bullshit?
Yeah. I listen to it, and it, like, adds so much to the song.
Yeah, it's a straight guitar solo. It's just badass. I listened to it on YouTube and then went on Spotify for the rest of the album, just because it's such a good intro, and it really helps the album along. In fact, if I ever get it on vinyl, I might specifically look for an import.
Yeah.
With that particular track length. Also, Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility said Black Knight is a bonus track, and it's like one of the best songs on the album.
Really? Is Black Knight supposed to be on In Rock?
It was a bonus track for In Rock.
What, in the UK?
On like an anniversary edition, I guess. I don't think it ever dropped on an album. It was always just like a bonus track.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it might have been released as a single, because I've definitely... Yeah. That's been released on, like, countless, like, greatest hits and things like that, and they play it live, and...
It's one of their best songs.
It's a really well-known song, so it must have been released to some capacity.
Yeah, it was a single, I looked it up.
Yeah.
But it was originally a bonus track for this album. Yeah. But yeah, it's, this album is just very solid. The album we're listening to is nowhere near as good.
Yeah. This song is not very good.
Now, what would you rate In Rock? I don't think it deserves a 10 out of 10. Maybe a strong 8, 8.5.
Okay, repeat the song list again.
Speed King, Bloodsucker, Child in Time. Okay, that first half is Masterpiece, Golden. Flight of the Rat, Into the Fire, Living Wreck, and Hard Lovin' Man. Living Wreck, I don't remember loving all that much. It's a good song, but it's not something
Living Wreck, I think I kind of remember liking, and Hard Loving Man, I don't think I remember.
Yeah, and that's the other one that I don't really love. The second half is less good than the first half, which is my point. And
yeah, but there's still, like, Into the Fire. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
I'd say 8, 8.5.
9 out of 10, I have to. Okay. Already... You got that classic organ sound. What song is this?
This is No Need to Shout. We are on 14 seconds. And by the way, if I haven't said this in this episode, from now on, when we record these, we're going to start having timestamps of where we are periodically when we move on to songs so that you can sync up with us better.
Okay.
If you're like 14 seconds behind, you can pause it and then go through once you're at the timestamp.
And again, we do also recommend that you use Adblock.
Yeah.
Because again, like, I say that at the beginning of every episode, but it's really going to help you sync up.
Just use Spotify.
Or use Spotify or whatever. We provide the link. You can choose to use that link or not.
Yeah. This is probably my favorite song so far. I really love the keyboards and the drumming on this album. Very solid.
I think the first track was probably my favorite. The one with, like, all the orchestral shit on it.
I think, like, my favorite album for keyboard of all time is Death Walks Behind You by Atomic Rooster. Like, the keyboard in that album is just fantastic. They have, like, an entire track that's
I really
just
need
keyboard.
to give that one another listen, because he keeps, like, coming over that album, and I think it's just okay.
I loved it. It's, like, legitimately one of my favorite albums of all time now. But anyway, the point in bringing it up is that the keyboard in this song kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Specifically, Tomorrow's Night. That song.
Yeah. I've been recently getting into Budgie.
Budgie?
Yeah. I just showed him Whiskey River, which is an amazing song. If you guys haven't heard that, if you're fans of Deep Purple, you'd probably be fans of Budgie. They're kind of like, you know, in the same echelon as, like, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Uriah Heep, Black Sabbath. Really good early 70s proto-metal.
Very solid.
Check out Whiskey River, Hot as a Doctor's Armpit. Crash Course in Brain Surgery, Metallica did a cover of that. They also did Bread Fan.
And since we're talking about what we've been listening to lately, I've been listening to a kind of more obscure band called Rishloo. Rishloo has like 88,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so yeah, they're pretty obscure. I've been listening to their album Feather Gun. It's actually really, really good. It's very kind of like, I don't know if I would say it's like too proggy. It's mainstream enough that I'm not like reminded of Haken or Gentle Giant or anything with the technicality of the albums, but there's like so many hooks and pop moments that it almost kind of sounds like they took the formula that you would have heard from a band like Rush and made it more mainstream, kind of like in an alt-rock direction. They're probably very inspired by Porcupine Tree, I would assume.
I think I could probably get into something like that, maybe.
I showed you the one song, Feather Gun in the Garden of the Sun.
Did I like it?
Yeah, you said it's really good.
Okay.
And the rest of the album is kind of in the same vein, so...
Yeah.
It is a little long. That's probably my biggest criticism. It's 58 minutes long, and after Feather Gun in the Garden of the Sun, I was like, okay, this album could have ended. Why is it still going?
What song are we on?
Oh, shit. We are now on Step by Step, and we are on the 19-second mark. Yeah. 22-second mark now.
Yeah. 23, 24.
25, 26.
This song is pretty cool so far.
Yeah, this is probably the heaviest... I don't like the direction they've gone in on this album.
I prefer it to what they have been doing.
I don't know what they've been doing. Like, I haven't heard Infinite. I haven't heard Now What.
Look, Infinite is not a bad album. I would just not consider it top shelf Deep Purple. The first few
none
singles,
of this is.
The first few songs, I'd say, are good. It's a very, like, front-heavy album.
Yeah.
Like, the more the album goes on, the less memorable it is. I would say if you want to hear the best of Infinite, listen to, what is it, Time for Bedlam, I think it is.
I don't know.
I think that it's the first song on the album. Listen to that. That's probably the best that album has to offer. And then the second song, whatever that one was called.
Time for Bedlam and then Hip Boots.
Oh no, that's not what it was. What was the one after that?
All I Got Is You. One Night in Vegas, Get Me Out of Here. Surprising, Johnny's Band, On Top of the World, Birds of Prey, Roadhouse Blues, Paradise Bar.
It might be All I Got Is You, because it was like one of the first singles for that album. I remember when that came out.
I think my biggest problem with this album so far is that it's kind of just unmemorable. It's going in one ear and right out the other.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my biggest problem with a lot of Deep Purple, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think I'd ever call myself a Deep Purple superfan.
Or even just a fan in general. I like certain albums, but I don't like them as a band.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say that too. Like I said, In Rock, Machine Head, Who Do We Think We Are, and The House of Blues, I'd say are the albums that I like. Admittedly, I probably should listen to more, because, I mean, like, they're capable of putting out good albums. They just... Fireball is, like, the one that nobody talks about.
That album came after Machine Head, right?
I think...
no, it was in between In Rock and Machine Head, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of why nobody remembers it, because it's sandwiched between, like, two giants.
Either way, I don't remember it being, like, an amazing album. I don't even know if I listened to it now that I think about it.
I would recommend it. If you like that sound, then give it a shot. It's not my favorite. I actually have a foreign pressing of that album.
What was the big song on that album?
I don't know if maybe the title track is, like, probably the biggest song off of that album, but I don't think there's anything that's, like, huge.
I don't recognize any of this, so maybe I didn't listen to it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of overlooked, I think. And unfairly overlooked at that. It's a great album. It's just, I don't think as good as the two between it.
You know, Who Do We Think We Are and Burn are both at First Floor Attic for like $5.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that Burn was there. I don't have that one.
Oh.
I do have Who Do We Think We Are, and I like that one. I don't know how many people, like, everybody knows, like, My Woman from Tokyo, but I don't know how many people know the other songs off of that album, and they're really good.
This song sounds like Highway Star.
But worse.
Yeah.
In every single way.
Uh-huh. I mean, honestly, have you listened to the lyrics of that song? It's pretty cringy. Nobody's gonna steal my car. Gonna drive it to the end. Oh, dude. Nobody's gonna steal my girl. Like, okay, come on. You want to talk douche rock. Yeah. Deep Purple were the OGs of douche rock.
I think Speed King is kind of better.
It is better. It's way better.
Yeah.
I think Deep Purple's lyrics have always been kind of shit. Yeah. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that they're bad songwriters, but they are not good lyricists.
Yeah.
They really never have been. I don't know if they have, like, I don't know, maybe, like, some of their middle albums are better lyrically. Not sure, but...
Yeah, this is a very hit-or-miss album, I would say. It's better than I expected, maybe.
We were originally going to listen to Van Halen 1, but then, like, I said this album came out, and we were both like, okay, we gotta listen to Deep Purple.
Yeah, we gotta listen to Deep Purple. I mean, like, it's a new album. Name.
Kansas came out, and I've been trying to get him to do that one, but he doesn't know any Kansas, so he'd be going into a blind.
Honestly, that might not be a bad idea, though.
Going into a blind, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I've heard it's really good, by the way.
I'm not, like, totally... Like, obviously I know the hits. I've listened to Point of No Return, and that's a good album, but...
It's a really good album. I think Point of No Return is probably my favorite Kansas album. I know everybody's like, oh, Leftoverture. Okay, it's a good album.
I've never actually listened to Leftoverture. That's another one of those that I've had on vinyl for years, and I've never listened to it.
I mean, it's a good album. And no, it's a great album, but I like Point of No Return better.
Like, what songs are good on it besides Carry On My Wayward Son?
Carry on my wayward son. I mean, just like the whole thing's good, but I forget which songs are best, honestly.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll end up... I like Point of No Return because, like, the instrumentation. If I remember right, like, Carry On My Wayward Son was more just, like, a standard classic rock album. Or at least Carry On My Wayward Son was more just a standard classic rock song.
Yeah, it is. I think What's on My Mind was really good. I think the best song in the album was Magnum Opus, like, for sure.
Really? I'll check that out.
Yeah, that's, like, the epic on the album.
Yeah.
This is such a weird song.
Yeah.
What the
I don't
What
like
is
it.
this?
I don't really care for it. Deep Purple, look, you were great back in the... I'm just going to say this right now. Deep Purple, you were great back in the 70s. Please don't make anything else after this.
No, they need a send-off album. This is not a send-off album. They need a send-off album.
Okay, this is, like, as good as it's going to get, though.
Maybe, but I feel like every band, if you're going to end your discography, you got to end it...
Look, they're
maybe
ending
not
it...
on the highest note, but on a finale.
Okay,
you know?
This is, like, the best thing they've released in decades. Just end it here. I don't think they have the capacity to write anything better.
Maybe, but it just feels unfinished. They gotta make one more album, and it has to be a finale album. Yeah. You know, like Black Sabbath's 13.
Yeah.
Like, what are some of the other albums? Clockwork Angels. Like, you know, albums that feel like a love letter to the fans, you know, stuff like that. And this is not
What song is this, by the way?
I didn't even realize we were on a new song.
Yeah.
Okay, we are on The Long Way Around 108. A lot of this album is just blending together for me. It just sounds the same.
I don't know, honestly, how to rate this. I'm going to have to say, like, 7.5. Here's the thing, is, like, if I rated a 7, that means I wouldn't return to it. If I rated an 8, that means that I would return to it. 7.5 means I might return to it. I don't know. I might have to say 7. I don't necessarily see myself returning to this album.
Because why would you when you have so many other Deep Purple albums?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna... How many more songs are on this album?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my fucking god.
We're only halfway done.
No. I, like, honestly don't want to listen to this album anymore.
We're just gonna cut it short. No,
I mean, there's definitely good elements to it, so I don't want to, like, put it below a 5.
There's definitely no way this is below a 5, and honestly, I don't think it's a 6 either. I think a 7 is fair, because the instrumentation is well executed, there's really good,
I mean, especially
really
in
good
this
drumming.
song. Listen to this, like, keyboard.
The keyboard is amazing on this album.
Yeah.
The vocals are not great, but it's Ian Gillan. I mean, what do you expect?
You get what you get with Ian Gillan. Steve
Morse is a good guitar player. I mean, there's nothing objectively terrible about this album. It's just not all that memorable.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my biggest problem with it. I'm not going to remember listening to this tomorrow. In fact, this is entirely going to just erase from my memory tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to remember this album exists.
You know what? I've been saying throughout this video that I was pleasantly surprised by this album. And I guess to some degree, maybe I still am, but the more it drags, the more I realize this is probably about what I expected.
So apparently track 12 was composed by Ritchie Blackmore.
Oh shit, well maybe then it'll be the good one.
Oh my. So the song was originally released in 1968, apparently. That's interesting. Why would you put that on the album?
So we can have like a semi-decent vocal performance on this album.
It's going to feel so out of place, though. So it was originally from the album Shades of Deep Purple.
What, from 1968?
So this is a re-recording of the song.
Oh,
that's exactly what it is. It's a re-recorded version.
Okay, that's fair enough. What song is it?
So it's going to be Worse, and the Address.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one. Yeah, like, a lot of the early Deep Purple stuff was just, like, Hush, Kentucky Woman, and, like, a whole bunch of shitty covers. Well, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say the cover... Like, most of, like, the early Deep Purple albums I would call cover albums. Because, like, even Hush was a cover song. Kentucky Woman was a Neil Diamond cover. There was, like, a cover of Help, I think, by the Beatles.
Help, I need somebody.
I think there were, like, some other covers on there. It was, like, mostly covers until...
And the Address is actually an instrumental, apparently.
Oh, God.
So it's not even, like, an actual song. Amazing. I didn't think this could get any worse.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Why would you re-record a fucking instrumental?
Yeah, this is just slipping worse and worse down. Do I want to give it lower than a 7? No, I think the 7 is, like, the lowest you possibly could give something like this.
Why would you re-record it? I'm just so stuck on that, because, like, it's an instrumental composed by people other than you. Why would you what?
Yeah, Ian Gillan and, like, everybody involved in this band has completely lost 100% of their marbles, I think. That was evident when we saw them live. That was evident in Infinite, and that was evident here.
We are now on The Power of the Moon at 10 seconds.
Alright, this is, like, bringing back some of the orchestral shit from, the first track. That I've already forgotten the name of because it was just that memorable. I mean, this is, like, a really good song. I'm just not going to remember it tomorrow.
This might be my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, I might say that.
It's, like, a very creepy...
Yeah.
More, maybe not creepy, like spoopy.
Nah, reserve judgment. They could still fuck it up.
True. This just straight sounds like spoopy spoops, you know?
What the fuck? Spooby spoops?
Yeah, like... Okay, so, like, spoopy shit is basically like Tim Burton horror.
Okay.
Like, it's scary, but not scary.
It's fun.
Right?
It's scary in a fun way.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so it's not actually scary, but it's like it's like the Monster Mash movie or something.
Hey, you want to know what a better version of this song is? Knocking at Your Back Door.
By who?
Deep Purple.
From what album?
Perfect Strangers.
I've never heard that album.
You should listen to that song at least.
I should listen to a lot of Deep Purple. I'm just like, why would I go out of my way to listen to a band I don't really like that much anyway? You know? When I have so many other albums that I need to hear that I should listen to.
Yeah, this was my idea to listen to this album, and I have some regrets in life.
No, you know what? I'm glad I heard it, because, like, I was gonna...
Okay, look, I take that back. I'm glad I listened to this, too. It's just...
Like, if we had not listened to this and I went home and found out it was out, I would have texted you immediately and been like, hey, bitch, we're recording an Audioholics Unite.
Yeah, so this would have happened anyway.
Yeah.
I really don't want to listen to...
be so negative about it, because it's not a bad album, it just...
Yeah, I just don't want to listen to any more of it, because I have nothing else to say about this album. It's just...
I don't think I've ever been so much at a loss for words about what to say about an album.
Yeah, I don't... Like, this is... I've just run out of things to say.
We still have 4 songs left.
We have 4 songs left, and regardless of what those 4 songs are... It is going to be an okay album.
Remission Possible is a 1 minute and 38 second transition track, I assume, and The Address is an instrumental, so really only 2 songs left.
And, you know, like, 2 songs is really, you know, just like 1 song, really.
One prog song.
We should just listen to that 1 minute and a half song, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, let's just turn it off. No. You know what? It's going to take a really, really special album for us to turn it off. Because, like...
Look, we listened to the Shags, for God's sakes.
We listened to Puddle of Mud the whole way through.
But we listened to Shags, and then we defecated on the floor. Remember that?
Yeah, dude. It was nuts. Like, honestly...
Oh, and speaking of nuts...
We were fucking, like, eating up that album, and then we realized it was making us sick to our stomach, and we just... all over the place.
Yeah, and speaking of nuts, I wiped my nuts all over it.
Yeah, all over the shit on the ground.
Yeah.
Nobody's sponsoring us ever. They're going to use that exact clip against us for the rest of our existence.
It still amazes me that people defend that album. I'm going to go back to that.
We're gonna be sitting in a fucking corporate room with the sponsors, and the sponsors are gonna be like pulling up that clip and be like,
"Yeah, so
explain this."
So we would sponsor you, but you did talk about defecating all over an album and then wiping your nutsack over that shit on the album.
Holy shit! This is the best song on the whole album.
Is this the instrumental?
This is Remission Possible. We're at 16 seconds.
Yeah, it is. What the fuck? So they made... Okay,
This isn't the re-recorded song.
Yeah, so, interesting fact. The best song on the Deep Purple album is the one where Ian Gillan isn't on it.
He's not singing.
Yes.
He's probably, like, playing percussion or something. Fucking asshole.
I don't know who's doing percussion.
I'm
John
joking.
Lord's dead.
I like Ian Gillan. He's a nice person. Yeah, I think.
Probably. I don't know.
Is Ray Gillan, like, related to Ian Gillan?
Huh? I don't think so. But it is interesting, though, because, like, they were both in Black Sabbath.
Yeah, and Ray Gillan killed a bunch of women.
Yeah.
So, you know. I'm sure Ian Gillan has done the same thing with his terrible, terrible dance moves.
Dance moves.
Did you see him? He was like...
Oh, God.
He was terrible. He's like dancing to Smoke on the Water. Like, what the
fuck? Like, I just imagine, like, him... I just imagine, like, he just, like, wakes up halfway through the show, like, where am I?
Where am I? Why was I dancing for that long? You think he actually talks like that? He probably does. What is this? What are we is this like some weird concept album?
What song is this?
We're on Man Alive now. 22 seconds.
This is interesting.
I'm gonna, like, actually look up the lyrics and see if this is, like, a concept. By the way, I actually screwed up real quick there, so we're on 33 seconds now.
Yeah.
Deep Purple, Man Alive. Man Alive!
This is, like, actually, like, really good. This might, like... For this... You know what this is kind of like? This is kind of like Presto, where, like, 98% of that... Presto by Rush, which I actually just got on cassette, where, like, 99.9% of that album is dog shit, apart from one song, which is, like, one of their best songs ever that nobody talks about.
So, according to the band, they stated that Deep Purple stretched out in all directions without any limitation, letting their creativity go. Deep Purple is putting the deep back into purple with this album.
Nope, done, bye.
They put the deep back into purple. Fuck, what the...
I'm done. Bye, everyone.
Bye, we're signing off. He's coming back.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You think that's bad? It goes on.
No.
The album
let
pushes...
it go on.
The album pushes the boundaries of time.
What? No. Everything about that is no.
No, my
I think that is like... I think that is like...
That's the wrong one.
Okay, yeah.
Here you go. What the fuck?
I think that is like...
I want to see if Pitchfork reviewed this album.
It works on so many levels.
So many.
Probably not yet.
I mean, it did just come out. They haven't recorded any deep... They haven't covered any Deep Purple.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
But they are featured on one of the worst album covers of all time lists.
Which one?
Which
album is it?
Let me see.
They've had some weird shit.
Let me click on it, fucking Pitchfork. Your site is shit.
I like a lot of Deep Purple album art. Like, In Rock is really good. Burn has some really good fucking album art.
Oh, come on. Foxtrot has cool album art. Fuck you.
Foxtrot by Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, none of those I would say are the worst album art I've seen. I've seen some pretty bad album art. Where's Saint Anger on that list? That has, like, the worst album art ever.
Scandinavian Nights has... and that's fair. It's literally just a picture of Ian Gillan standing over an audience.
I've never even heard of that album.
It must be a live album of some sort.
Maybe. Probably.
Let's see if there's anything else on here that'll piss us off since they haven't reviewed the album.
We're bringing back the Pitchfork bashing, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you mean bringing back? We never got rid of it.
We haven't done it in a while, just because, like, we've been reviewing so many old, like, new albums, and...
I want to see what justification they have for shitting on Foxtrot. Why do hipsters reject Genesis?
Okay,
Animal
stop.
Collective couldn't try any harder to...
No, Pitchfork is not allowed to call anybody a hipster.
Animal Collective couldn't try any harder to mimic them, from the prog jamming down to the stupid album art.
Animal Collective?
I have no idea. In 10 years, Geologist and the Mechanics will top the charts with an inspirational ballad, and Panda Bear will record... What are they even talking about?
What is this non-sequitur bullshit?
What are they even talking about?
Is this just, like, a language that only pretentious Well, apparently not, because you don't understand it.
Oh, by the way, the album's still going. We're still on Man Alive. We're at 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
Look, admittedly, with all of, the shit I'm saying, this is probably the best song on the album. Yeah, no. They're giving... Deep Purple is saying shit like, we're putting the deep back in Deep Purple.
and that they're on the path to creating an album that pushes the boundaries of time itself.
Yeah, you know what? New rating, 4 out of 10. I don't care how good the album is, you don't say shit like that and get away with it.
0 out of 10. This is the worst album we've ever listened to on the podcast, and that includes The Shags.
Yeah. No, seriously though, and what are we on?
We are now on And the Address, which is the re-recorded song.
This is the last one, right?
Nope, there's another one.
Oh, God, no.
So, Throw My Bones, when the first single Throw My Bones came out, the video description read, "This single is accompanied by a music video that pushes the boundaries of time and place.
What the fuck?
It is an invitation to take a step back and see the bigger picture. Who
wrote this?
A call for action and an invitation to observe the planet and the current situation on Earth." I don't know what the song has to do with that, but, you know.
Yeah, this is, like, the worst podcast ever. This is, no, like, have they lost their fucking mind? Who wrote that?
Who knows? What drugs were they? I thought they were all sober.
Yeah, just like Wes Scantlin is sober.
Oh, hey, the bassist of System of a Down just launched a new band with a single called Like That.
It's probably better than this.
Probably. You want to listen to it after the podcast real quick?
Sure.
Or actually, I have to go to the bathroom, but
yeah.
Oh, no! I don't know who Unwound is, but the bassist, Vern Rumsey, is dead.
What?
Unwound bassist Vern Rumsey, dead at 47.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of Unwound either, but...
Yeah, well, breaking news, which is not going to be breaking when this is uploaded on Wednesday.
No kidding.
We should find a way, though, to cover that Kansas album. And also maybe the Udo album. Is the full album out for Udo?
I think so.
Yeah, so we'll have to cover all... We're gonna have to cover, like, 2 of those. Maybe you can, like, get in on your phone somehow. Or borrow Christina's laptop. She might let you use that.
Yeah, but I don't know if the microphone works on her laptop. I guess I could check.
Yeah.
So the album's called We Are One, and it features Das Musikkorps der Bundeswehr. Whatever the fuck that is.
Those are words that could be strung together in an order.
I think it's German.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's like a German album featuring Udo or something? Yeah. I don't know. We're just done with this album, so we're talking about other albums now.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just zone out.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find my phone so I can mute it. Oh, I found it. Because, like, the thing just went off.
Oh, so We Are One is written in collaboration with a concert band. And that's what the, I'm not going to try and say it again.
So it's not really an Udo album?
It's a orchestral metal album. So I guess, like, it is original. I don't think there's any... I think all of these songs are original to the album. That's what I'm trying to say. Who is spamming the group chat?
Who do you think?
Yes, I did. Okay, guys, it's been a long time coming, but we are finally on the second to last... No, I'm joking. We're on the last song.
I feel like
22 seconds in.
I want to give you a hug. Like,
I can't believe it's over.
Oh,
it's over!
It's over!
This album is way too fucking long.
How long is it?
It's only like 58 minutes.
Yeah, it feels like an
51
eternity,
minutes.
though.
51. Yeah, it feels so long. You know what? I didn't want to do this, but 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5 because it's long, because the music isn't all that great, because it's generic, it's boring, it's uninspired. I could listen to 15 other albums better than this that came out this week. 6.5.
Yeah. There are literally 2 other albums we could have listened to that weren't this, and we decided to pick this one.
Van Halen 1 is 15 times the album.
Exactly. We could have listened to Van Halen, we could have listened to the new Kansas album, we could have listened to the new Udo album, we could have listened to, like, something that wasn't this, is what I'm saying.
Hey, I'm not exactly wrong.
What?
I'd probably give Van Halen a 9.5 or so, and
Exactly.
16 times 6.5 when you divide it by 100 is 9.75.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Math.
Yeah, so mathematically, Van Halen is like 16 times better than this album. And I mean, if you round it up to a 10 out of 10, which that album really is.
I don't know, I haven't heard it in a long time. All I remember is that it's a really good guitar album.
Yeah.
A lot of classic rock albums I listened to once and then just moved on because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a lot of like these older classic rock albums, unless they're ones that I own and I've heard a lot, you know?
I have a Van Halen one on vinyl. Maybe I'll let you borrow it sometime.
I have Fair Warning, which is a better album.
It's not a better album, but it's like very close second, in my opinion.
I think it's better. I just think it's straight better.
It's hard.
It's less mainstream.
I'd say it's a little bit heavier, but
exactly.
like, I don't know. I wouldn't even necessarily say that, because like there's like honest to God punk on Van Halen 1. Like there's there's like.
I mean, I don't remember anything like that on Van Halen 1. I remember there being
I'm
like,
the one
really
you like, the
good.
one you love, or Show Your Love, whatever that song is. Atomic Punk is like my favorite song on there. I'm on Fire, I think, was on that album.
Yeah, On Fire.
Yeah.
Eruption and You Really Got Me are there.
Yeah.
Okay, so question. Was that originally a Van Halen song, or was it a cover?
It was the Kinks.
The Kinks originally.
Yes.
There's so much like confusion about that. Everybody tells me a different answer. It's like,
really? What? There are people who are telling you that that's original?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like...
And I'm too lazy to Google it, so...
They're stupid. It's a cover.
That's what I thought it was, but I actually had like an actual argument with someone over this.
Yeah, whoever's telling you that is a moron. It's a cover.
Eruption's a cover too. No, I'm joking.
It's the best vocal track ever. Hey, so...
The album's over! Woo! Okay, so you know what, actually... I think I'm going to go down to 6 out of 10.
I'm not going down that low.
I'm going down that low because, 7 is an album that I think is great, but I wouldn't return to it. 6 is an album that I think isn't good at all. And it's better than average, but it's still not a good album. And that's how I feel about this album, so.
I would say I can't go down that low. I would have to say maybe a 6.5 or a 7. Because, look...
Yeah, I mean, everything was serviceable,
look,
nothing was great.
All joking aside, there are definitely very good attributes to the album. And I would say that it's definitely better than it could have been. It could have been a lot worse, I think.
I agree to that, but I don't think that makes a justification for making the album better. Any album could have been worse than it was,
Yeah, but no, like, like, it has, like, really good instrumentals all the way through.
It's all right.
Like, it has good instrumentals all the way through. Some songs... Not all the songs are great, but some work better than others.
I was praising the keyboard and the drums, and I would still say that that's the best part of the album, but I would also say that they don't save the album.
I wouldn't say that either. I'm going to go... I'm really hovering between 6.5 and 7. I'm going to say 7. I think I'm going to stay with 7.
Yeah, and I'm going to go down to a 6, because, like I said, I think it's a really long album. Yeah. At least it feels like a really long album. It's got a lot of songs that don't need to be there. Why the fuck did they re-record an instrumental? You didn't need to do that. You could have cut the album 4 minutes if you had done that. You could have cut multiple songs. There are lulls in this album. There are entire songs back to back where I'm just like, I'm not into this.
Yeah.
Nothing is memorable. I won't even remember this album tomorrow. If you were to walk up to me and ask me, hey, did you listen to Deep Purple recently? I'd be like, no.
I say, like, I don't know, I can't give it that low, because at the end of the day, I didn't regret listening to it.
I mean, it's 6.6 is better than average. It's not bad. It's better than average. It's not, like, a terrible score. It's just not a good album.
All right, then I will do 6.5 because you make a good point. I think I will meet us in the middle and say 6.5.
Okay, so I'm 6, he's 6.5.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I have to piss, so love you, bye.
Bye. Enjoy pissing.
Yeah.